Yes, today we are looking at preparing a quotation. The other time we met, we looked at how we can design a quotation, and we are being moved or guided by our question. And our question was, you are operating a carpentry workshop. In your hometown. And now our question goes, prepare a quotation to your customer or to your consumer, or can say to your client. This is a guiding question. And the other time we looked at the components of a quotation. We are not going to repeat them, but we are going to move directly to the preparation of a quotation. Because we said a quotation is sent by a seller and is received by a buyer. Remember, a buyer inquires, and after inquiring, then he or she is responded to by sending a quotation. That's why we said it responds to the letter of the inquiry. Then, what do we do after having seen our guiding question? First of all, we said that the paper, the answer booklet, has a frame. The answer booklet has a frame, and they normally instruct us not to write in that frame, and sometimes we call it a margin, and they say do not write in the margin. So after having seen our margins or answer booklet frames, we're going to have the first requirement, which is always the heading, as we said. And remember, we are preparing a quotation that we are sending to our customer, his enterprises. So we shall have our heading, a quotation to the customer of Bags Carpentry Workshop. And we said you will underline it. One of the reasons why we need to underline this is that we are showing that this heading is bolded, because we cannot write a letter and we bold it live on the board. When you bold it on the board, it will be untidy. For example, how do you write letter T like this? And you try to show that it is bolded. So when you do it like this, it means your work is untidy. So if you want to show that your letter T is in this form, you write your T and underline it. So the underlining means we are bolding. So for this matter, we underline our heading to show that our heading is bold. So after that, we said whether we like it or not, we create a frame. Skip one line here. That the frame we are going to create fail to touch on the heading. Let's have some space. So we shall have our frame. We shall have our frame. Remember, you are supposed to write your frame using a ruler. It should be straight. You may ask yourself, why is mine not straight? Mine is not straight because I'm not using a ruler. I'm on the board. But yours must be straight. You have to use a ruler. The frame is compulsory. And I told you the reasons as to why we need to frame. From there we said, after creating a frame, you come inside the frame and have the address, the name and contact address of the business. Whose business? The seller's business. And for you who is doing a paper, you assume the business. It means you are the one who is standing in as the owner of the business. So here we shall come and have our business, bags, carpentry, workshop, PO box, then the town, don't forget the telephone, then don't forget the logo, after the logo, come and tell us what are you preparing. We are preparing a quotation. After that, this is a document. It must have the number. Quotation number, for example, 116. You can have your quotation number 212. And you have the date that this document was written or is being written. For example, it can be 11th of December 2022. Then after that, remember you are writing this document to someone who had inquired from you. You're writing to Jameson Enterprises, clearly state the PO box number, the town where this business is operating. If you know the telephone contact of this business, write the telephone contact, because this address is for the buyer. Remember, this is the business that we are operating, which is writing a quotation to the business that is interested in buying. This document is being prepared on 11th of December 2022. And this document, which is a quotation, has a number 212. And ladies and gentlemen, do not cram the date. Do not cram the number. Do not cram the name of the business. Do not cram the name of the client, the name of the consumer, the name of the inquirer. Do not cram. Why? We are looking at all these for purposes of understanding. How can we best apply this? How can we best pass an examination? Because we are assuming this is our business with this address. We are writing it to Jameson Enterprises. Don't cram Jameson, because you are not going to use him. But what is important here is that the document that I'm going to prepare in an examination must have the address. You'll be clear knowing that address. So this is my address as the facilitator, but for you can have another address. From there, you write a statement. Because we said this person could have inquired about the prices. Then you show quotas. The following quotes have been made on prices, terms and condition, discounts offered, delivery dates, delivery means, etc., and any other question that the buyer could have asked. So after that, you begin by drawing a table which is quoting the prices. After the prices, you will have to look at other inquiries and respond to them. So, we are going to have our table this table, this is item number, this one is the quantity, this one is the description or details, this one is the unit cost or can you call it rate, this one is the total cost or can you call it amount. As we said, the units or the currency units have to be put there. The currency units have to be put there. As you know it very well, that if you don't put the currency units, your marks are deducted. In fact, you lose 50%. So, we are assuming that this person, because if we don't base on assumption, you will cram. We are assuming that this person made inquiries about item number 1, about 4 desks. And because of this, why desks? Because it is the commodity that is in line with the business that we are dealing in. Don't bring in your maize. Don't bring your mattresses. Don't bring in your water. Do not bring in your nails and iron sheets. Why? Those items are not in line with the business that we are dealing in. So that's why I said this one is a guiding question to guide us understand how this document can be prepared. Is it okay? Then from there, you are now quoting him the price. He didn't know the price in the letter of the inquiry. He didn't know the price. Now you want to tell him that if he wanted 4 desks, how much would he pay? Then you would say each desk is maybe 50,000. Why am I saying maybe? Because we are basing on an assumption. Why? We are not in the real business. But you who will be in the real business, you will be telling him exact price. That's why I am now telling you that the figure should not disturb you. Do not cram my figure. But what do I want to see? I want to see the figure being put there. I will not say that the figure is wrong because I don't own the business. It is your business. But if you don't put the figure here and we are preparing, it means you are messing up. So, when we say the rate is the cost per item, to get the total cost of 4 desks, we shall say 50,000 times 4. And we shall have 200,000 shillings. And we are assuming that another item number 2, was on the office chairs, and we wanted 5. The description of 5 is office chairs. Why office chairs? Because they are part of the carpentry. They can be metallic, they can be wooden. What is important is office chairs. Then the price for each office chair maybe is 50,000 also. Is this 5 clear? 50,000. When you multiply by 5, that is the rate per office chair, we shall get 250,000 shillings. So, from there, we want to see, assuming that this buyer had only requested about this. But you find when he requested about many items. But what is important today, we are learning how to do this. So we will not exhaust all the items. What is important is, do you know what we are doing? Yes. Then from there, we are going to have our table continuing, because our board is a little bit, yes, you understand it very well. We are going to have our board continuing, so our table, and then we have our item, the quantity, description, like that. So maybe I can add for you another item to make you understand the more. Our item number 3 can be maybe 2 beds, and each bed, you can even describe the type of bed. It can be 5 by 6. You can describe the type of the bed. So each bed is 200,000 shillings. When you multiply, you get 400,000 shillings. And we are assuming that these are the items. So you put your line here. Yes, put your line there. Another one here. Have double lines to show that we are ending. Write your total here. E and OE. We know it very well. Then write how much. We don't need this total. What is important is the other total. 400 plus 200, 600, plus 200, 800, plus 50, 850. 850,000. You can even have it in words. Amount in words. You don't have any case to answer, and call it 850,000 shillings. 850 shillings only. We can say 50,000 only, or 50,000 shillings only. Then, after having that, there are other questions we haven't answered. You come down and answer these questions. One of them was prices, we have done it. Terms and conditions. Terms and conditions. You stay, and with terms and conditions, only, serious, and committed customers. That is the only term. Not terms and means of payment, but terms and conditions. Then you can have terms and means of payment. If it was there, even if it was not there, it is important to know. And what is that term? Only cash terms. Or you can say cash terms and credit terms if you want. Or you can say installment selling is also allowed. So you tell us the terms and conditions of payment. Then you have another question, discounts offered. You say 2% cash discount, then 5% trade discount. That if you pay cash, you receive 2%. If you buy in large quantities, you receive 5%, because this is a form of discount that is offered in the view of the quantity of goods purchased. Then, delivery dates. You can say 3 days after the order. Are we there? Or you can say 2 days, or you can say 1 day, or you can say immediately, you can say 1 week. So this is a guiding thing. So it is not compulsory that you cram 3. No. Then another was delivery means. You can say free delivery using a business van. Yes, these are some of the questions, and of course here we shall have prepared our document. So after doing all this, what do you do next? You conclude. You conclude. You know, we have a frame here, and our frame was there. So you conclude and say, prepared by, you sign, name, Kawa Joan, as who? The sales assistant or sales manager. Then from there, received by dash dash dash. You can even have approved by. Then you close your frame. So we shall have prepared a quotation. And any question that I have not answered means it was not included in the letter of inquiry. So you consider the question is the letter of inquiry. Those questions which are there are the ones that you do what? You consider first. Now we are going to pause a bit. When we come back, we shall look at more responses to the letter of inquiry. Apart from sending a quotation, what other document do they use to respond to the letter of inquiry?